Uprooted from their communities by murderous violence, and now forced back by the Nigerian government. These people feel their choices are shrinking by the day. Their return journey home is considered so dangerous that they're being escorted by the Nigerian Air Force. But when they get back, they'll still be vulnerable to the threat posed by the armed group Boko Haram. And on top of that, they face poverty, made worse by increasingly scarce resources and the climate crisis. This now is the reality of living anywhere near Lake Chad. Hello, I'm Cyril Vanier. This is Pinch Point, where geography and politics collide. The Nigerian authorities know full well the horrors that these refugees have faced. They've heard harrowing eyewitness accounts. But the area around Lake Chad is so huge, security resources are spread thin on the ground. Trouble is, the government said the school where they sheltered for protection would simply become a recruiting ground for Boko Haram. So, home they must go. The situation is much the same in all 4 countries in the Lake Chad Basin. The Institute of Migration reckons that as of August 2023, Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and Nigeria were hosting more than 6 million internally displaced people, refugees, and people on the move. And the International Organization for Migration says that in June 2024 alone, it recorded more than 220,000 people who had been displaced by attacks from armed groups. Chad offers a snapshot of this crisis. In October 2024, Boko Haram attacked an army barracks near the Nigerian border. They killed about 40 soldiers and then stole their weapons.
Nous allons traquer jusqu'au dernier. Nous allons traquer où qu'il aille. Nous allons le suivre. Nous allons le suivre, les éliminer un à un. Ils vont voir dans quelques jours la foudre de l'armée nationale.
Quite how seriously Boko Haram's fighters took that threat is open to debate. 3 months after that attack, they tried to break into the presidential complex in Chad's capital N'Djamena. The government says 18 fighters and 1 security personnel member were killed. In June 2025, China voiced its concern for regional security and stability at the United Nations.
中非地区安全挑战依然突出，乍得胡盆地暴力事件不降反增。
Boko Haram and other armed groups use Lake Chad to hide, but also to recruit. And luring young men to pick up arms with promises of cash is becoming that much easier because the lake is shrinking, which means the chance to make a living, even a precarious one, from fishing or from farming, is shrinking too. Ongoing droughts and the rising demand for limited fresh water have shrunk the lake to less than 1/10 of the area it covered in the mid-20th century. The satellites have been recording this ongoing ecological disaster since the 1960s, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. The government action isn't comforting people either. Fighters started using fishing boats to get around, so fishing boats have been banned. Effectively, that means fishing has been banned as well. The fighters often dress the same as everyone else too, with tragic consequences. Like here in Nigeria, where a Nigerian military strike, which the government said was an accident, killed 20 villagers living on the shores of the lake. If the young men don't go willingly, armed groups may take them anyway. And this has been going on for years. Just take the story of this woman.
Gaskiya da na kwana ke shakka a gabana na ga an kashe rayuka suka shiga gari sun yanka mutane sun tara a tsakiyar gari sun yanka sun daure hannu kafa sun cire kayuwa yaran mu matashi samari ɗan makwabcinmu nawa guda ɗaya aka tara aka fitar da su suka ce ba abin da zamu wa 'ya'yanku suka fitar da su waje da aka ɗauke su aka tafi da su suka je suka halaka rayukansu ba mu gani ba har yanzu idan na goma ina gani har yanzu za su zo yanda suka zo suka kwashi 'ya'yanmu haka muna gani kamar za su zo a sake kwasan 'ya'yanmu.
Boko Haram's attacks continue more than 15 years after its early campaigns killed more than 40,000 people and displaced 2 million others. The climate crisis and the profound decline in people's livelihoods that has resulted are of course not the only reason that Boko Haram has been able to survive and thrive in the countries around Lake Chad, but it certainly hasn't helped.